Chris Brown, Bryson Tiller, Usher, It Depends remix. Let's talk about it.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for this day.
How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, this is, my voice is a little messed up. Allergy season kind of hit me hard, really hard. So my voice is a little messed up, but we still are making content. We got a new song right here. I mean, not really a new song, but I guess technically a new song, that I'm covering on here because I originally did not review the It Depends song on its own. I kind of just, listened to the song and I kind of just saved it to my personal music playlist and I just kind of jammed out for it for a long time. So I really do enjoy this song on its own. But then I saw today a remix dropped. We got, Chris Brown on here, Bryson Tiller, and then you got Usher, which Usher shows up in the beginning, completely changing the whole entire song. So I really do like this. So let's get into the song. It Depends, starting off with this beat. I love the sample. I love how, Usher's like, hey, you made a hit. You made a hit. You stole.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
I guess you took my hit and you also made another hit. So I'm going to come back and do the remix on my own way. I kind of do like that energy, in my opinion. That's some fire-ass energy. So that's pretty cool. And then you got Usher on here providing some really great flows, some really nice R&B vocals. Sounds really good on here. I like all the different flow switches that he does, all the different vocal switch-ups too. Just provides some really great value when you're listening to the song, in my opinion. Honestly, I think Usher really kills it on here. Sounds really good on here. And honestly, this is one of the better remix verses that I've heard. And, when you got, some really gracious, some luscious R&B vocals in the background, you have this really funky drums that just crash every time. That just sounds so fire. The keys sound so beautiful on here. All the different elements just go so damn hard. You always have these slight little, beat switches with these nice background vocals, etc. Everything about this song is built really beautifully, in my opinion. And then you have, a really good verse from Usher, adding a really good verse, and then it quickly takes over to the hook.
Purina believes no one should have to make the impossible choice between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
Hook. And the hook sounds really good. Chris Brown kills it on here. I think this is one of the more addicting hooks Chris Brown's dropped in a long time. And I listen to a lot of Chris Brown music, guys. I used to have all his albums, his recent albums, all on my phone. And I just listened to those while I was doing, living life, doing my thing. And, I would say this is, in 2025 for, newer Chris Brown music. I think this is some of the best, music that you can take from Chris Brown. When he drops these really luscious R&B vocals, there's no crazy, robot effects. There's nothing really, holding the song back or anything like that. Or there's no, robotic vocals that just kind of, mutate Chris Brown's voice and it just doesn't really sound that good. None of that's happening here, which is really fire. He sounds really good on here. The flow's really good on here. And then it switches over to that Bryson Tiller verse. And I will say that Bryson Tiller verse is absolutely fire in my opinion. I really like how it sounds. love how Bryson Tiller is flowing the fuck on this beat. I mean, it just goes crazy. You know, he's like a boxer, just, you know, doing a jab, doing a jab, doing a jab, then just kind of throwing a left hook, you know, this really left hook switch up. You know, the vocals get even better. You know, he's holding out his vocals. Then he has this other switch up that he just has a faster, you know, more melodic flow. And it just sounds really fire in my opinion. Really just goes off the damn charts, which is fucking awesome in my
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
my opinion. And I'll say this, Usher had a really good verse in the beginning. You know, we get a really good hook from Chris Brown doing his goddamn thing on here, even letting the sample get in. And then you got Bryson Tiller on here just completely killing it, completely doing his thing on here with that verse, with those vocals. I mean, goddamn. And then you got Chris Brown adding a whole entire verse on his own, and I will say, Chris Brown's verse was absolutely fire in my opinion. The vocals were off the chain here. I really like the different flows that he was doing. He was just doing these little flow switches. And, you know, this is how you can really tell the difference, you know, from, you know, other R&B singers in 2025 when they can only kind of do one flow, one style of vocals, you know, when you're like Chris Brown and you can do all these different vocal switches, you can do all these different flow switches that just sound absolutely fire in my opinion. You know, when you have all of those elements together, it's just really fire, in my opinion. It really adds to the song. You know, really makes the vibe go up, in my opinion. And I will say this, guys, when we talk about this song, we talk about Chris Brown, It Depends, featuring Bryson Tiller and Usher. Usher really did his thing in here, you know, adding a really good instrumental, really doing his thing. And then you got, you know, Chris Brown adding a really good hook. Bryson Tiller comes on here and adds a really nice verse. And, you know, Chris Brown just had to finish it off with a really good verse on his own. So all the elements really combining here, guys. This is one of my favorite songs in 2025 already. And then you add Usher on there. I mean, you're just saying, hey, you know, let's just add fire on top of goddamn fire. I mean, Lord goddamn mighty. So, really fire in my opinion. I also do like how the sample plays and he's like, I don't need to sing my shit. He doesn't even need to re-sing it.
Hello, Finney. Did you think our story was over?
Just a grammar.
This Friday.
You're dead.
Dead is just a word.
Critics are saying Ethan Hawke is pure nightmare fuel.
Oh, Finney.
Discover the secret behind the mask.
What do you think happens when you die? It's time to find out.
Black Phone 2, only in theaters Friday. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
Like, that's how fire it is. And he just goes off and does his thing on here. I really liked what Usher did in here. Really liked what Bryson Tiller did in here. Chris Brown did in here. Overall, really fire in my opinion. It Depends is a banger song. If there's an R&B song that I can definitely recommend in the, you know, newer days of the 2025 era, you know, this is one of those songs where I go, yeah, you know, add this to your playlist if you're a fan of this type of music. If you're a fan of that R&B sound, it's got that classic feel to it, but it's also got that modern kind of, you know, spin on it. You know, because Chris Brown's really good at, you know, modern spinning these type of things and really doing his own thing on there. So, yeah, overall, I'm going to have to give this song a 9 out of 10, guys. 9 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at.
The detective said missing kids usually come home. What happens when they don't?
Based on a true story.
Police looking for John Gacy.
We discovered bodies. By the looks of it, they're younger men. The things he did to those kids. He's sick.
The system failed these families.
Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
Do you know how many there are?
Up to you to find out.
Finished training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
Make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And I will see y'all later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye. Really fire song from Chris Brown. I did have this song on my personal playlist for so long. I just never did a review of it. But, you know, hey, the remix is out. It's been time to do it. It's been time to talk about the song. This one's easily one of the best, you know, R&B songs in the 2025 era. So, yeah, guys. Bye.